Hello, my lovely Aquarians, and a very warm welcome to your October 2020 horoscope. I hope you like the new format. Uranus is in Taurus for many years, and it's important to disrupt your habit patterns, especially something that you've got a bit comfortable with, and especially if you're bored with something. So I've been using the big board for many years, and now I've got myself a little teeny board, and it enables me to sit down comfortably and cozily and be with you in my lounge. So do let me know how you feel about it. October is certainly an intense month. You're going to hear lots of astrologers talking about this intensity and cardinal crosses and all sorts. So it's certainly going to have its moments. So how can you navigate it? Well, on the first of the month, lovely Aquarians, we have got a full moon happening here in your third house, joining Mars retrograde. Now, Mars is still retrograde until the 13th, 14th of November, and the full moon shining a light on communications. It may shine a light on how you communicate, how you speak. You might become much more aware of how can I create more peaceful communications? How can I get my point across about the things that I feel passionate about? It's a great time for coming back to people that you used to know, and also an important time for looking at the people around you and saying, well, you know, what needs to change? Do I need to create even more space? I know we've got the social distancing that's been going on, but do I need even more space in my relationships? What do I need now with the people who are around me? What would I like to learn? What would I like to study? What would I like to teach? All these are questions that may come up with this full moon energy. Now, on the third of the month, we've got Venus coming into your 8th house. Ooh, this is a wonderful time for exploring anything that is deep, for getting into any kind of research about a subject that you're particularly interested in. It's particularly good for going within, peaceful time, quiet time out, being in nature. You might find yourself as well getting involved in some kind of a financial project. You might go into a partnership with somebody. You might collaborate. You might receive some good news about a partner's finances. Or somebody may give you some money or an investment, or just give you a good tip that's really proves valuable if you decide to take it. Now, on the 13th, 14th of the month, we've got Mercury retrograde here in your 10th house. Mercury retrograde until the 4th of November. So whenever Mercury is retrograde, this is when communications may be a little challenged. So best not to sign important contracts after that date. Best not to get into new negotiations. And with it being in the 10th house for you, you might be re-evaluating your career, your work. Maybe you haven't got work at the moment, and maybe you'd like to create something new for yourself. You might be also researching new possibilities. Mercury retro is fabulous for research, for study, for learning. It's good for completing things, but not necessarily starting new things. So you may get some very valuable information and knowledge if you're ready to put the time and the effort in. That could take your career into a powerful new direction, or just your life generally, whether you have a career or not. You may get some deep insights as to what your next steps are, especially if you take that quiet time out. And on the 16th of the month, we've got a lovely new moon happening here in your 9th house. So we've got this third 9th house going on. This is new opportunities. You might be traveling. If you can't physically travel, well, you might travel upon spaceships. You might do it by channeling. It's new opportunities with your spiritual journey, meeting people from different cultures, different nations, different societies, different backgrounds. It's quite exciting, yes? And you're also going to be working with the energy of the mind, the mental energy. Good time to really start a new meditation practice, chanting maybe, yoga, whatever it is that takes you into a place of slower brain waves and greater peacefulness and equilibrium. And of course, as you're more peaceful, you really create ripples of that out in your world. You help others at this stressful time to become more peaceful. So if you can use these energies, it will be really helpful for you and other people. On the 23rd of the month, we've got the sun coming into this 10th house, joining Mercury retro. And so this shining a light on, what's my place in the world now? You might be asking yourself this. What am I here to do? The earth is going through a rebirth. How do I want to rebirth myself? These may be important questions you're asking yourself. And with the sun there, you may well get some fascinating and inspiring answers. And finally, on the last day of the month, we've got a full moon, another moon event. Only usually get 2 in a month, this month 3. And the full moon in your 4th house here. So you might be feeling restless, a restlessness, feeling as though you want to move, change. There might be some changes in your family situation. So make any changes in your environment that you need to make. And there may be some changes to do with a family member. So just get ready for some surprises in this area. So it's an exciting month. And as long as you take that time out to be peaceful, you'll be able to integrate all the intensity and use it in a very positive way. So I thank you for listening, commenting, sharing, subbing, for supporting me on Patreon, for all the lovely comments that you send, and the thoughts. I appreciate all of it.